Peace, y'all. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right, we are now days away from another 3-day land flipping challenge. Comment that word soil to get registered for this land flipping challenge. At this land flipping challenge, we will be exposing to you how to get started as a land investor, how to get started with the beginning steps. Even if you have experience, we have something for you as well. Some things that you can take advantage of, even if you have experience. No experience, no problem. Guess what? 90% of our audience, 90% of our community that we currently have, neither of them had experience before previously joining our community. So I always say, if you can learn, then you can earn. We take our time with you, right? We thoroughly explain to you the steps that go into land investing. We start you from entry level investing and we take you all the way up to more experience. In fact, you take you all the way up from entry level to experience because there's nothing like time on the clock. Have your first day. Don't be afraid to have your first day. Know that you don't know. Come in with an open mind frame. Be prepared to learn. Information on us, execution on you. All right. So comment the word soil. Get yourself registered for this 3-day land flipping challenge. You'll spend 3 whole days with the Acre Boys, and it'll be a good time. It'll be motivational. It'll be inspirational. And more importantly, it'll be informative so you can make some decisions. The biggest thing that we can do for ourselves is make a decision. Get off the fence. Don't stay on the fence. Are the Acre Boys for you? Is land investing for you? Is what they speak about on a daily basis? Does this resonate with me? Does it resonate with my spirit? If so, move forward. It's 2026. That's how we have to move, with a sense of urgency, right? We can't just sit back and hear about good things and not, first and foremost, inquire about them. Second, not act on them, because that's equivalent to not hearing it, right? If I could do it, you definitely can do it. I had no special training or any special teachings. I didn't go to Harvard. I didn't go to a top D1 school to attain this knowledge. I attained this hands-on in the field by making mistakes. Sure, I did have mentorship. That's why we push mentorship. I'm just giving you what has worked for me. I'm giving you the exact blueprint and recipe that has worked for me. If I went to college and picked up this knowledge, I'll be pro college, saying go to college and get this information. But I didn't go that route. I'm giving you the exact same route. The route that we came was through mentorship. We borrowed somebody else's expertise, imparted that knowledge into us, and we never stopped. How simple is that? You can do that. So I offer you to come and borrow my expertise, come borrow my 9 years of experience on the clock. Take it, you run with the information, go and get proof of concept or results, then it's yours to keep. No one can ever take that away from you once you have the knowledge, right? If you're not interested in that, that's fair too. That's fine and that's fair too. But for the ones that are, comment the word soil, register for our 3-day land flipping challenge. Acre Boys will be there. Once you get registered, right? Once you comment soil, a link will be sent to your inbox. Click the link. It's free to register. We're not asking you for anything. And then once you get in, I do recommend that you upgrade to the VIP room. Why VIP? Because the VIP, we have extra or extended sessions where you'll be able to talk to us one-on-one directly. Ask questions about what you heard or whatever questions that you may have. We'll be there to answer those questions. That's why I recommend that you upgrade to the VIP once that you are in. So today was Wednesday. Just got off our weekly training call. If you don't know, we run a community called Land and Legacy, where we host investors like yourself or future investors. They all have opted into our community. We all meet every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and we train with our investors at that time. What does training look like? We look at our deals, we look at their deals, and most importantly, we answer their questions or thoughts or concerns that they may have. We're there for help. That's why we say it's your business. You're in it by yourself, but you're not alone in your land investing, because we are there to see it all the way through alongside with you, which should be comforting. So you don't have to worry about making mistakes. Just ask questions. Bring it. We'll oversee it for you. Something dynamic happened on that call tonight. One of our investors, female, lives in Arizona. She opened up the call. Ray, I just bought 40 acres in Arizona. Great. I just did a post about this, and I spoke about this on live last night. Knowing how to recognize growth patterns is how you generate wealth. She recognized the growth pattern. She bought me this 40-acre piece because she was inexperienced and her eyes wasn't trained to see exactly what my eyes are trained to see. She asked me 3 weeks ago, Ray, should I buy this 40-acre piece? Even me, because I don't just go around and evaluate every market. There's thousands of markets, right? But if it's brought to my attention, or if I'm playing in that area, then I do homework where I'm playing or investing in. So she bought this place to me in Arizona 3 weeks ago. Should I invest in it? I said, let me take a look at it. And it's 40 acres that she got for $24,000. Let me say that again. She got 40 acres for $24,000 in the middle of the desert, right? So you may be saying, well, in the desert, that's why it's so cheap. Aha, that's what you think. That's what you don't know. Because if it was in the middle of the desert and there was nothing around or any movement around it or surrounding the property, then I would say that's why it's so cheap. Stay away from it, or you'll be holding on to it for a long time. In this particular area, 20 minutes away, 22 minutes away, 1.7, 2.5, $3.4 million homes. This particular area, 40 acres for $24,000. They have imparted those roads already. They are still dirt roads, but answer this question. Why would they take dirt roads and smooth them out? And then answer this question. Why would they go in the middle of the desert and put street signs up and electric poles and things of that nature? Are they just doing it because it's nothing? So you don't have to get a brain on this. Just follow what the data supports. Are they in the middle of the desert paving roads and putting street signs just for the hell of it? Absolutely not. So what I just told you was she got 40 acres for $24,000. It's not a lot of places that you can get acres for less than $1,000. An acre that has movement, that sits 20 minutes away from multi-million-dollar homes. Because guess what? The same area that those multi-million-dollar homes in the same land that they sit on, it once was just desert land. So what's going to happen to the 40 acres that she got for $24,000? It will develop into the same thing that the 2.7 and the $3.5 million homes developed into. And who will reap the benefits of being first, or getting it at the right time, or being ahead of the curve, or being ahead of the growth pattern? The people that was in the know and bought early. Overnight millionaires at that point. And that's the game in a nutshell. So when you can bottle that up and understand how that is being played, because it's not just happening in Arizona, it's happening in other places throughout the country. If you know how to identify that on a consistent basis, this is how the wealthy play, and this is how the elite stay ahead of the curve. All right, comments, saw you. Come spend time with the Acre Boys for 3 whole days. We are inviting you to another 3-day land flipping challenge. I also gave away some places from a tax deed perspective tonight to my community that they can go invest in. Drop in the comments if you have a problem with finding and buying land for $300? Drop it in the comments if you have a problem with buying land for $300. Gave that away tonight. Now, land for $300. How valuable is it? Is the question. Because it could be as cheap as it want to be. It could be free. Doesn't mean that it's worth much, right? That's not what it means. The catch is knowing where to find it for great prices, but it still has some value. Clearly, that's what we target because we are land flippers, and this is what we do for a living to generate an income, to turn a profit. So land for $300. Drop in the comments. How much could we sell that land? How much do you think that we could sell land for $300? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to see what you think or what your thoughts is about that. Also exposed to them where they can buy for $1,500 and sell for $5,000 to $7,000, $7,000 to $9,000, depending on what side of the town that they purchase in. Anybody got a problem with buying for $1,500 and selling for $6,000, $7,000? Maybe this is not the conversation for you if you have a problem with that. Now, these are not astronomical numbers, but the catch is once you learn how to play this and you start buying multiple of these deals or start stacking these deals, that's when you can start having 5-figure months, potentially 6 once you're really rolling. But in the beginning, it'll take some time on the clock for you to get rolling. Do you have a problem with turning or making an additional 4 to 5 figures a month? If so, this may not be the conversation for you. I'm just telling you what I know. And this is called entry-level investing. This is not even, experienced investing. This is not going out and buying 20, 30 acres for 100, 200,000. This is what I said was entry-level investing. We exposed to you where to buy land for $1,500 that you could sell for $5,000 to $7,000. If you have just a little bit of hustle in you, your mind should start moving like mine and start thinking, is this scalable? That's the question. Is this scalable? Can I duplicate this? Is this something that we can put in a system and systemize it and repeat these steps time and time again? And the answer is absolutely. How often does a tax sale auction come around? At least once a year. How often do you pay taxes? How often do people default on taxes? At least once a year. So what I said is I'm going to show you a county at least once a year that comes around that you can turn a profit for ROI $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. Now, what if I showed you another county that duplicated the first county that I showed you? Now you have 2 counties. Then what if I showed you another? On this one call, I mentioned 3 different counties, $1,500 places and $300 places. Now, just think for a second. Common sense says that it has to be places that's higher than that, and you would be absolutely correct. So I'm telling you what I know is that you don't have to be a genius and you don't have to play in 20 markets to make money. All you need to identify really is just one that works for you. But you get really good when you narrow it down to the top 2 or 3 that you consistently moving in and out of while one deed is coming, one deed is being sold, and now you have a flow. Get where I'm going? And this is how we were able to fire our 9-to-5 jobs because we caught a flow through tax deed investing. I can give you all the game because I've been where a lot of people have been. My 9-to-5 was my first investor. We was extremely smart with our earnings while we were doing tax deed investing. I fell asleep on lists because I was hungry. And I'm still willing to fall asleep on the list because I'm still hungry, although I'm in a much better position these days. But the desire to go as high as possible and fast as possible, it still burns high and wide. And you should be moving like that with a sense of urgency. Why do I move like that? Because I'm behind the 8 ball. I didn't pick up on these practices and this skill set till later on in life. So yeah, I'm trying to play catch up. Yeah, it's a lot of investing that I have to do. Yeah, it's a lot of money that needs to get made that I can leave behind for my children. That's the type of time that I'm on. And it took a lot of things for me to get this attitude because, yes, I had to become this new person, put down a lot of things, and become somebody new to handle the new life. And if you ain't moving like that, there's something wrong with you. Shame on you. Maybe you're content with what you've built. And if you are, clap, clap, bravo. You deserve it. In fact, you earned it. You asked for it. But if you're tired of what you've been getting or what your results been yielding, you have to try a new thing and probably become more. So comment the word saw you if you're ready to become more. In becoming more, first you have to find something that piques your interest, that makes sense to you. That'll be my recommendation. So if land investing piques your interest, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you that it ain't going nowhere because it's been around since the beginning of time, and it'll be around since your time expires. So you might as well take advantage of something that you're unconsciously dealing with on a regular basis anyway. The house that you sit on sits on what? A piece of, I'll wait. The job that you go to or the building that you go into, it sits on a piece of what? I'll wait. So you might as well figure out how to monetize it. That's all I'm saying. But then again, this is social media. What do I know? She said, I live in Arizona where they're still building. Please say it out loud. Please say it out loud. Arizona is where we got our start from with tax deed investing, right in Arizona, Little Rock, Arkansas. And we did extremely well. In that place that they call so bad, I did extremely well in Little Rock, Arkansas. God bless Little Rock. It's been well to me. Comment saw you. Y'all come spend some time with the Acre Boys. Clearly, we got the game. Clearly, we can help if you allow yourself to be helped. That's all I'm saying. Don't come in with closed fists. Come in with open fists, open mind frame. Allow yourself to be helped. Allow some information to reach you and act on the information. And then don't take your foot off the gas. That's my recommendation. All right, beautiful people. We have to come on with that PSA. We kick off next week, Monday. Comment the word saw you. Get yourself registered. Once you get registered, upgrade to the VIP room. Inside of the VIP room, that's where we'll be having extended conversations, and you'll get a chance to pick our brains. You'll get a chance to ask us questions about whatever you desire to ask. We'll be there to answer it. That's my time for this night. Enjoy your evening. I'm going to shut it down. Peace, love.